Good morning, people, and welcome to the 6 a.m. club, man. And it's been a little while, you know what I mean? I had some technical issues with sometimes it feels like everything just comes at once, bam, bam, bam. But my camera was playing around, and my adapter was playing around as well. So it was annoying. It was giving me issues to record and issues to upload. But blessings be to God, it is all sorted out now. So first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who messaged me, everyone who was asking, where's the 6 a.m. club? What's going on with the 6 a.m. club? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Big up to you lot, because you keep me going, you keep me driving. And secondly, also Eid Mubarak to anybody who celebrated or who was celebrating across the weekend, man. You know what I mean? So I just want to speak on something, right? And this is funny because this thing is isn't relevant to me in the sense of like lifestyle anymore to some degree, but because I live my life a certain way. But I'm going to explain why I live my life a certain way, right? Now, the other day I saw an older person that I know. I don't have a particular relationship with them, but I know them, and I saw that they had been arrested for something, right? For where a young person was killed, a young person died. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of that story, so I can't comment on that situation. But what I can say is, first of all, is rest in peace to that young person. You get me? Big up to that young person, because it's always a sad thing when you see someone pass away. You know what I mean? Whether you knew them or had a relationship with them or not, it's always a sad thing. And I don't know how that came to happen. But one thing that I can take from that situation, and one thing I can draw from that situation and conversations, right, in general, in life is, see me, I'm an older person now. I'm becoming to be an older person now, in the sense of like the roads or streets or whatever. And I move a certain way and I avoid certain things on purpose because they say a saying, if you know better, you do better. And blessings be to God, and luckily through experience, I know better. So my intention is always to do better, right? Now, when I was younger, people would always say, when you're involved in certain stuff, when you're involved in street life, etc., you always have to watch your back. You always have to, for the rest of your life, you got to watch your back and blah, 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 blah. And I always used to think, what nonsense. You know what I mean? What nonsense. But now, as an older person who's experienced street life and been involved in certain things here, it's not even a sense of watching your back. You always have to think things through. You always have to evaluate where you're going, how you're getting there, what time you'll be there till, when you're coming back, who else will be there, who else does that person know. And it's not even out of a these are a few of the elements, and it's not even out of a sense of fear. It's more out of a sense of understanding and knowing the situations that you've been in and knowing life, and I think maybe overall survival. You know what I mean? You can't even help it to some degree. So I understand when people leave England, or I understand when people leave the environments that they grew up in, because often those environments and those places are the places that make you susceptible and accessible. You know what I mean? Me being around and being able to be spoken to and being able to connect with, it leaves me open to attack sometimes. You know what I mean? Now, I'm more than prepared for that mentally and physically, but that's not really the point. The point is, I don't want to have to be. You know, you get to a point. I don't have any children, which is a blessing, but having children is a blessing also. But I'm saying for me, it's a blessing that I don't have any children, because the pressures of having a child and coming from the background that I come from are a bit different. You know, I would definitely have to move and think and act in a different way. You know what I mean? So seeing that situation with the older person and the young person, because I'm just digressing, but seeing the situation with the older person and the young person, what I take from that is, when you get to a certain age, or when you're of a certain level or a certain place in life, right, you have to change your environment. You have to change the people you connect with. You have to change the people you roll with, the people who are, they say birds of a feather flock together, and sometimes I see people who are of my age and they haven't done that, and it's at their, and it will be at their own detriment, because as much as I understand in this life, because you get stupid people that will say, oh well, you're not around certain things, but things can still happen to you. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. Of course, things can happen to anybody, of course, but you are definitely raising the potential of that risk when you are around certain things and you're around certain people. Now, I've got young brothers and I got little bros. Big up to them, you know what I mean? Whoever they are. Big up Burner, big up Psycho, TG. Who else is like they're younger than me, but they're my bros. Zeno. I got loads from Junction to going through South London. You know what I mean? There's a lot of young brothers who I have relationships with, who are my brothers. You get me? And they're just younger than me, but my little bros. You get me? And big up to all of them. But I also understand that I'm a certain age. Some things are just not for me. Some things are just not for me. Because when you know better, you do better. You know what I mean? And me, I'm definitely someone who I see the risk in everything. I often feel like that's my job. My job is to see the risk and to evaluate the risk and either eliminate risk, big up the man then, or to avoid that risk and go around it. You know what I'm saying? So often, a lot of situations, for example, parties, and I see the block parties, I see the opportunity for things to go wrong here, because I've seen it go wrong many times. And you'll get a lot of people that will be like, oh, Thatch, man, you think too much, or you're just paranoid and blah, blah. And you know what? There probably is an element of that. There definitely is an element of that. And that derives from me going to prison from a rave. I went to a rave and certain things happened and blah, 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 blah. And I ended up in prison. And I didn't see the road again for 5 years. 5 years, 8 months. You know what I mean? That's how long I didn't see the road for. So maybe that is a part of the reason why some things are just like, I'm cool. Do you know what I mean? And one other thing that I want to let people understand and know, knowing better and doing better doesn't make you shook. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a pussy. It makes you smart. You know what I mean? It makes you smart. And because I can throw my life away anytime, I promise you. If for the right reasons, I'm a man. So for the right reasons, it doesn't matter what the situation is. I will rise to that occasion because I'm a man. But at the same time, it's not needed. When it is needed, then you'll know, But there's some things that are just, you don't even need to. So, listen. That's overall been the conversation, the 6 a.m. club. Like, I want people who are my age and people who are in certain situations and even younger than me. Some people who are younger than me, it's funny because some of the people who I mentioned who are young bros, they're finally getting to the age where now they was the young bros, but now they're the old bros. Like, they got little bros. And they're getting to a place where they're going to realize, oh shit, I'm too old for that. But I'm still too young for that. So how do I move? How do I navigate in this time? How do I navigate in this moment? How do I change? How do I adapt? And it's not easy. It's not easy to go from, I do this every day. I'm out here. This is my thing. Chat to me, it's on. To understanding, you know what? I'm not even going to address that right now. Or, you know what? That don't make no sense. Going there. Yeah, you know what? It's not really my issue. It takes growth and it takes a level of strength and courage. You know what I'm saying? To understand, I'm gonna have to have a conversation with people, or I'm gonna have to let people know this is where my head's at. There's some people that no matter what is up forever. I understand that I'm a man. Did you get it? So it's not like It's not like you hit a moment and then all of a sudden you're shook of everything and whatever. But navigating that thin line of I'm out here every day, but you're no longer out every day. You're a dad. You got kids. You can't be out here every day. You got things, knowing that before you used to be able to risk it for nothing. You throw your own life away. Simple. Now, that behavior can have effects on your kids, on your family, on your wife, you know? So, yeah, you have to make certain decisions and be smart with those decisions that you're making. When I see a man move to another country, or I see a man move out of town, they go and they live in Brighton or Manchester or Birmingham or wherever, I understand the hunt for peace. I understand the hunt for peace, you know, and the hunt for a safer environment, the want for a safer environment, the want for a calmer environment, the want for freedom. You know, one thing about roadmen and about man that's been through stuff and go through stuff, often we're all on the hunt for freedom. We're all on the hunt for peace. I just want to have peace. What does it cost to have peace? What is the cost for a peace of mind? You know? So that's why sometimes even I find it, I understand people's behaviors, right? But sometimes I think, oh, okay, that's, you've gone and created chaos when you was escaping the chaos. Do you know what I mean? If I go and move to Dubai, for example, I'm not going to create chaos or create situations where chaos can come to me. You know what I'm saying? In Dubai. So, but I think at the same time, I also understand that everyone's growing, everyone's navigating, and everyone's going through what they're going through in life. You know what I mean? And none of us are perfect. I am definitely not perfect. And I'm definitely on a journey. And I'm definitely growing. So listen, that's been the 6 a.m. Club, man. And I appreciate all the people who have locked in over the last couple of months, all the people who have spurred me on, all the people who have tried to give me their energy and tried to big me up and try to push and try to, you know, elevate the platform, because there's a lot of platforms that are out there and a lot of platforms that can catch your attention, a lot of conversations that can catch your attention. And I understand that a positive conversation sometimes isn't it. I want some, what's a kid's thing called? LVC. I just want some low vibrational content. It's just simple, easy to consume, and I can enjoy it, have a laugh, and go about my day. But the reality is, when you go about your day, you are thinking about life, you're living in life, and you're doing things and making choices every day and decisions every day. So it's beautiful that we can talk here and that we can grow here and we can have conversations here as well. You get me? So as always, that has been the 6 a.m. Club, man. Big up the man them, big up the gal them. Wagwan for the weirdos, I just can't understand them. 6 a.m. Club to the world and back, and I am out. Oh, and P.S. Get your hats. You know what I mean? If you want to get your hats, DM me, holler me. The hats are there. They're ready to go.